So this Excel file is found in Linear Program Graph, or LP Graph, on your G drive. And reminder, what we're trying to do here is we're trying to solve this linear program given in example 1. So we've done it graphically. Now we want to kind of reiterate what we just did graphically by hand with this graph here. So what you're going to notice here is that we're going to have our required pumps, or required inputs to create pump AS, the aqua spas, which is 1, 9, 12. To produce the HL spas, we're going to need 1, 6, and 16. And this is how much we have available on our shelf. And if you notice, what we've graphed out here, all right, based on this input, is very similar to what we had graphed in our previous example by hand, such that we slide along this curve here, this constraint, until we reach the kink, slide along this constraint till we reach another kink, and then slide down here. The blue region represents our feasible area. And so what this is set up to graph our total profits. Our total profits is this dotted line. So our profits start at 30,000. We can then increase our profits by hitting the up button, and you'll see that we're still in our feasible range. So let's continue to increase our profits until we hit one of the corner solutions, right about there. Well, there we see we're making profits. We can allocate all of our resources to produce X2 spas, which are the HL spas, but we won't produce any X1 spas because X1 is 0 at this point. But if we're to produce a few more X1 spas, what you'll notice is that our profits can increase even higher and still be within the feasible range. So here the profits are 57,600, and we can produce any combination along this dotted blue line and still make more profits than we did when we were producing only HL spas. So we keep increasing that line. Now we're going to hit this point here where we produce only X1 spas. But even still here, our profits are 60,600. If I produce a little bit more, I'm making more profits, but I'm still in this feasible range along the dotted blue line. I keep increasing more till I hit this extreme point, or this kink, and we'll notice that I can still increase a little bit more over here where my cursor is and make more profits. So we produce up until finally we're here, and it looks like we're at our extreme point. So I click on the optimal solution, and I'll find that this green dot, or the most profits I can make, is by producing 122 of X1 and 78 of X2. Now, not that we did it right the first time by hand, but it looks like we did, where we got X1 is 122 and X2 is 78, right here. So we've just shown that graphically now. Well, this allows us then to solve graphically, or do into the same process, maybe just a little straighter lines, than we were doing before. So we graph our profit function, we keep it putting in higher profits until we reach the final point where we're no longer past our feasible region. So LP can help us out. LP Graph Excel file can help us graph these out. Now what if we had a problem, a linear program, with different types of constraints or different types of profit functions? Well, we can just change these to fit whatever problem you have, so you can always graph it on here to look to see what you're going to do.